I can make it disappear. Now open up it slowly, one at a time.
Oh! Wait.
Did you say appear or disappear? You said disappear? I think you said appear, because you may want to appear. Try to make one of these disappear. It could be this one, doesn't matter which one. See if you can make one of these two disappear. Hold them there tightly, say, I can do the magic. Open up your hand. What? Look at all this. You got some magical skills. I'll show you one more time. This ball here. Take it here. Put it here. Tap my hand. All right. Let's see if we can make it disappear. Nobody knows where it is. It's not funny. Once you figure it out, give her a hand. Now the reason why I work with her, and I wouldn't work with anyone, is she's got a great ability to concentrate. And that's a strong ability. But sometimes when you have a strength like that, sometimes things can go past you. So, and magic, I've got some skills. So don't worry about it. You feel all right? I don't want to embarrass you, right?
She said no.
You gonna recover? Are we friends? I'm not trying to pick on you. The strongest people, I've had CEOs of company in this position, and they can't see what's going on either. So don't worry about it. It's because you've got strengths and concentration and intelligence and ability that was able to work with you. I'll tell you a story about my son. When my son was just 3 years old, I wanted to ask him the question that students get asked more than any other question. I'm not talking peer-to-peer. I'm talking about an adult to a student. Usually in your first encounter with a new adult, this question will come up all the time. Anybody think of the question I'm thinking of? What do you want to be when you get older? And this question happens when you're very young. Now it gets more sophisticated as you're getting older. The question is, what are you going to major in college? Or what career do you want to pursue? It's the same question. What do you want to be when you grow up? And this question, I'm sure you have a polite answer for this, but it's probably a boring answer to you because you've said it so many times. But I wanted to ask my son this question before it got old and tired. I wanted to hear his original response. What came from him before he just got beaten down by this question over and over and over and over again. When he was starting to form sentences at 3 years old, I called him over. He was having a snack. I said, Nathaniel, come here. I'm going to ask you a question. Daddy wants to know what you want to be when you grow up. Now, he's just 3 years old. He never thought this much. But he was really pondering this question. He was thinking about his future. Daddy, when I growed up, I want to be a squirrel. A squirrel? What a proud father was I. Now I said, I was kind of interesting. I said, Nathaniel, go back and finish your snack. He said, okay, Daddy. But it's really, it seems like a crazy idea. But think about it. From a 3-year-old perspective, that's pretty fun. Squirrel gets to run around the backyard, hang out with their friends, walk across the wire, do all these exciting, climb trees, run around. From a 3-year-old perspective, that seemed like a lot of fun. And there's another saying, like money doesn't grow on trees, you've probably heard a lot about. Ever hear this one? Act your age. Act your age. Now what do you think a parent means, or a grandparent, or an aunt or uncle, or teacher means when they tell you to, someone new, who I haven't heard from. Yes, sir?
They say after age, like, don't be all alive and talk to
All right, act your age means don't interrupt your parents, don't Be respectful. There's formal times for talking, and informal with your friends. You have informal language when you're with an adult group or different settings. You use more formal language, and so maybe that they're introducing that concept, act your age. There's lots of different things act your age could mean. But what I'm worried about is that we forget to be like a kid. We forget to think like a 3-year-old, like a 5-year-old. We forget that, you know, you see a 3-year-old, they'll pick up a stick, but you know what? That stick is not a stick. That stick could be a lightsaber. That stick could be a magic wand, Harry Potter's magic wand. They could be wiping out Voldemort. That stick could be that could be a Quidditch broom. It could be a baseball bat. But that stick is got imagination of that 3-year-old dripping off of it. But you know what? At some age, I don't know whether it's 7, I don't know if it's 11, I don't know whether it's 13, I don't know whether it's 15. Maybe like me, you know, you pick up a stick and you're 25, you start playing lightsaber with it. People tell you, act your age. What are you doing? Well, entrepreneurship really depends on your imagination. It depends on you to start thinking about that stick in great and interesting ways. It's important to act your age in one way, to be polite and to get into adult situations. As a young entrepreneur, you've got to act older than your age in many ways. But don't let that prevent you from turning off that part of your brain that's creative, that's got imagination. Now, I asked my son over and over what he wanted to be when he grew up, just because it was so funny when people would come over. Now, my wife, first time she came home, it was like, here, watch this. What do you want to be when you grow up? A squirrel. So we'd laugh, and I'd tell him to go in the backyard and collect more acorns. But I did it over and over. Man would come over. What do you want to be when you grow up? A squirrel. Very funny. And then, you know, we move on. Now, as a parent, I know you're not supposed to do this, but when you got a kid with a cute response, you want to do this and you show as many people as possible. And I remember we had a big family gathering, a lot of people from out of state. And I called him over and I said, Nathaniel, what do you want to be when you grow up? He started that thinking again. Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be myself. Thank you. It wasn't funny, but it was kind of profound. Nathaniel, when he was just 3 years old, could use his imagination, but he also knew the most important thing for him to become was himself. And this is what entrepreneurship is really about. Being an entrepreneur gives you the power, gives you the ability to do what you love, do what you're passionate about, do what you enjoy, and make it real. Where if you can do something that you love and get paid for it, it's not even like work. I get to do magic. I get to go and hang out with young people with great imaginations and do magic, something I've been learning and studying since I was a child. And in some ways, I've got to keep thinking back what it was like when I first saw that first magic trick. That's why I wanted to show you that first coin trick I saw. I've got to show you that over and over again. Let's try another quick game, and I'm going to show you some other interesting stuff I brought in my boxes here.